Hi, how's it going? So in this video, is this even recording? Okay, it is. We're gonna be talking about the average guy experience. When he decides to get his shit together in 2024. I'll be giving you 7 lessons that I've learned. Of course, what I didn't say is I've learned these things the hard way and wasted a lot of time learning them. So hopefully you can save some time, and make 2025 the year. Now, I'll show you some proof, okay? This is everything I have planned out for you. So, the theme of the 7 lessons will be in the context of 1, self-doubt, number 2, freedom, and number 3, dating. And to give you some more proof to understand why you should even listen to me, right? Number 1, bro, last year was a pivotal moment in my life in terms of how I look. So all of these pictures were pictures of me sometime last year. This was the only picture that is not of last year. It was sometime, I think, late 2023. But as you can see, I was kind of fat. And then I blew myself out of proportion, became super fat. I had acne all over my face. God damn, what the hell kind of lists were these? Yeah, this is when I was in the process of grinding, bro. And I saw barely any results. And then this was towards October, November, when I actually committed to lean down. As you can see, I became pretty chiseled. This was me without a pump. I was just lean. And then this is, or it was my face when I was super lean. Got the veins going on in the shoulder. And this is me doing my night walks. As you can see, the jawline is there. Okay. As far as other transformation, I've made a pretty big transformation in my dating life. So I used to be a person who played a lot of video games, sat in my room, did nothing but play with myself, watch a lot of entertainment, and basically just hated life. Okay. Look at these eyes. Look at this big ass chin. And look at my stomach. Yuck. I know, bro. I've gotten to the point when, gotta change, gotta improve myself, because if I don't, man, I'm gonna be a single 40-year-old wanking in the dark. And I didn't want that, right? Because bottom line, bro, at the end of the day, I like to call us cavemen in sophisticated clothings. And, well, what are the priorities of cavemen? Sexual reproduction, survivability, right? Understand in that context, I'm not going to talk about finding love, because finding love is a little bit more difficult. What you do need early on, though, is just to build up reference experience. Okay, this was at the time, I think it was like on Tinder or something, but as you can see, all of these chicks reach out to me. I didn't even get a chance to reach back out to them because, well, I don't have that much time anymore. You got to get to the point when you have options. I know it's very hard early on. Like, this was me leaving long ass cringy texts when girls used to ghost me back in March. Yo, this is pretty recent. Holy shit. But yeah. Look at this, bro. Hey, no worries. I enjoyed talking to you. Blah, blah, blah. I was hoping we'd be friends at least, but it's cool. I love your vibe. Man, go get some action. And then look at this, bro. So this girl, she flaked on me too. And then I was like, let me send something very touchy and emotional. So maybe she changed her mind. She stays with me, right? Out of the infinite choices that you could have made, you decide to meet me. All right. I'm not going to read any further. I'm going to cringe like hell. But anyways, bro, know that I don't start off as a guy with a lot of options. I've been in the fucking trenches, okay? I understand what it means to have one-nighters. I understand what it means to have a scarcity mindset. And look at these now, okay? This was, I think, a few months earlier when I actually looked like this. I don't look like that now because I'm bulking up, but girls reach out to me first, okay? Interesting comments. Anyways, bro, this is what I said here. And she hit me with the, may I pay you to worship your muscle? I don't know what the fuck she was looking for, but yeah, she was a funny gal in real life. And then you also get texts like this when you fix your dating life, okay? You understand the reality of dating, that they're as horny as us. Yeah, especially when you're a guy that takes care of how he looks and can exude the confidence that they want. All right, so next up, let's talk about another transformation that I've made. So earlier this year, bro, I was working at shitty jobs. I was door knocking, selling stuff, and it was terrible. It was like 10-degree Fahrenheit in the winter. And I would go around trying to talk to people and see if I can solve their problem. And then before that, I was working at a boba store. Terrible experience too. I have all these skills that I've built up along the way. What if I go into business for myself? What if I built something that's worthwhile for somebody else? And of course, that's the brand, that's the YouTube channel, that's the services that I offer on the side. But bro, the goal starting out, look at this. This is back in March too. All I wanted was drop down to 6 to 10% body fat, which I have, 20 to 30K in the bank. Which, bro, I'll show you how much I got paid just a few days ago, right? This was paid out on Stripe December 31st. At the time of uploading this, it's probably going to be January 1st. I've been profitable like this every 2 weeks since August. Okay, and that's not to brag. That's to say my goal starting out was pretty damn fucking minimum. If I made 600 a month online, I would have been happy. I also went on to say, I want to travel, fall in love, build a brand, turn dream and reality into one. And of course, at the time, I was also focusing on dating a lot. And one question I also asked myself was, do I even want a girlfriend? And the answer at the time was no. I need to build myself up, build my life. All of this is to say, I've been in the fucking trenches, okay? I was not blessed with anything. And of course, I've trusted myself enough to pull myself out of the shithole that I call life from a few years of just running away from my problems. Now, let's go on to the lessons. So the first 3 lessons, I'm going to address your self-doubt, okay? Number 1 is, when in doubt, go back to your systems and basic. Understand, bro, I'm not a perfect person, okay? I've had numerous time within this year when everything was going well, I'd have self-imposter syndrome. When my body changed rapidly, I got to the point where I looked like this. But my mindset was that of still an ugly and unwanted person, so I could never let compliments land on me when people actually give them out. So when shit like that happen, you gotta understand what got you out of your hellhole to begin with, especially at the beginning. For me, it was having a routine in the morning. It was journaling a lot, and it was meditation, right? This is a picture of me meditating. This is me journaling. And when I meditate, it's mostly a visualization of what I need to do the next day or the week or the month or whatever. I don't like to sit and meditate for the sake of meditation. I've been on that end too. If you watch other videos, you understand that I come from the red pill perspective of just meditating my days away. No, you have to have a process, a plan that all of these things kind of add up to over time. I say here, when in doubt, replay the levels you just beat. You are never too good to relive. What the fuck am I saying? You are never too good to redo the basics. Understand, bro, whatever give you progress, when you're in doubt, when you're in a state of asking what's the point of everything, go back to the beginning. See what sparked the inspiration. See what was the routine that got you, moving in the first place. And just redo those levels, and then you're going to pick yourself back up again. Now, next up is believe in yourself beyond reason, because, well, no one else will. I personally struggle a lot with self-doubt, especially early on. If you watch any of my other videos, you understand I've tried to get my body in check for a very long time, but I could never actually pull myself to commit because self-doubt was always like something I'd battle with, right? Like this was a time when I ego lift and basically lost all progress. So understand now, bro, when you go back on your path of whatever you choose, this is war, okay? You cannot have a single word of self-doubt going on in your back of your mind. Like if you have self-doubt, you gotta outwork your self-doubt. You gotta gather evidence to say that, hey, you are good enough. Hey, you're the person who you say you are, right? If you can get to the point where you are your biggest supporter, what does this translate to? Essentially, you win the war against your self-esteem. Right? You have an ego, you have a strong sense of identity, you hold yourself up to higher standards, you know exactly what you want, and you know that's just a matter of time until you get it. Eventually, bro, you will win. That's what I have to say in that regards. And number 3 is the time to start is now. I started this with a quote from an American historian called Howard Zinn. Small group of people have always profited during times of economic collapse, while large group have suffered. What does that mean? Well, internally, right? We are in the biggest depression of our life. We think we're not good enough. We think that we could be so much more, but there's always this idea of self-doubt. We see no hope, no way out of the life we're currently living in. During times like this, for me personally, I can give you a story. Back in 2020, COVID and lockdown, I didn't want to do anything with my life, and I just watched people out there grinding their ass off, and they won. So if you don't do the work, especially in the downtime, and you let yourself be led by fears and basically get paralyzed from doing anything with your life, you're gonna reach a point in time, bro, when you're like me and you ask, well, can I even pull myself through? The longer period of time in which you spend not doing something, the more in your head you get, the more hopeless you're gonna feel, right? So might as well pluck up the band-aid and let the wound heal by itself as you work on them. I say here, you either choose to make your mark and be a winner, or cry and whine like all the people thinking it's already over. I don't say this shit to shit on you. I used to be like, what's the point of even trying? And I realized my only other option is to just go and fucking die. Like, if I don't try, like what are my alternatives? My life is only gonna get worse with time. Understand, entropy. The world is always tending toward chaos. Whatever comfort you have right now, if you don't put in the effort to improve that comfort zone, build a life that you would want to live, I'm sorry, bro, you're gonna lose that comfort in time. And whatever short-term comfort you do have right now, it's gonna bleed itself into more insecurities, responsibility, and up to a certain point, you're gonna give up everything you've ever wanted to build. And then the next 3 lessons will be on freedom. Number 1. This is a quote from not Sun Tzu. This is a quote from Confucius, okay? You have 2 lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. Alternatively, I like this saying a lot more. Live as if you've already died already, right? Because, bro, I personally used to care too much about what other people think about me. I've gotten to the point where I still do, but it's not to the extent where it's gonna paralyze me from doing what I need to do. I want my life to be something more than I want people's praises and whatever, right? If you like going back to believing yourself beyond reason, if you can be your own biggest supporter, bro, it's like, yeah, if you compliment me, thank you. If you're against me, so what? I'll move on. Like, understand, people's opinion of you will be like the changing season. Personally, for me, bro, when I started out with this channel and was kind of fat, people were like, oh, you shouldn't try, keep your talent to yourself and whatnot. And I was like, oh shit, watch me change, right? And you're gonna see my change, and you're not gonna do anything with your life but watch, right? I'm gonna prove you wrong. And then I got to the point when I became Chisel, and they're like, oh, you cheated, you're on years and whatever. I'm like, were you there with me when I take long ass walk at night or in the morning, or when I develop a stone cold face? No, right? You weren't there with me through the ups and downs, so why should I keep your opinions relevant to what I need to do? No, I put my opinions above a lot of other people now because I value myself. I understand, self-respect is very important, and I rather respect myself every single day, every single night. I've been on the end of pleasing people, and I don't think it's a life for me. Next picture is the galaxy. Understand, bro? One day we're gonna be going back to the graveyard like everybody who has ever lived, right? Our existence is like right here, even smaller. People will forget about you in time when you're dead. You will cease to exist and nothing will have any meaning. Now, that's very cynical, but you gotta look at it from that way, bro. When you can see that nothing you do really matters, that liberates you, bring you freedom to do what you need to do. I understand you have some selfish desire that you don't want to tell anybody because you might think people will judge you. Accept that you're selfish inherently. There are 2 types of people, right? The one that are overtly cocky, arrogant, and they tell people what they want. And then there are nice guys who obviously have selfish desires too, but they go around acting as if, hey, I don't actually want that. And they try to, seduce people into giving them what they want. But what do nice guys always get? Nothing. So that's why I say, be selfish. Live as if you're already dead, bro. You only have one life. I can't even fathom the amount of time I've wasted because I simply gave way too many fucks. So, yeah. Next up is, if you want money, go solve other people's problem. Now, there are 2 people that I really love in terms of like financial education. First one is Alex Hormozi. And then the second guy is called MJ DeMarco. I've read both their books. So his book was the $100 Million Offer, and then this guy's book was called Unscripted and The Millionaire Fastlane. Both books have changed my life for the better. But with Alex Hormozi, he says, create an offer so good people feel dumb to say no to. And then for MJ DeMarco, he says, if you want to be paid what you're worth, You gotta work for yourself. You gotta become an entrepreneur, okay? Now, what does that mean? You see, I've been on the end of working and getting paid a salary or a commission and basically get paid based on my hours. And I understand that I will never, ever achieve anything I want if I were to be operating under a system that somebody else built for me. At all time, like especially when I was making good money with sales, I was doing anywhere between 2 or 3K a week. And that was when I was putting in a lot of time, bro, like 60, 70 hours a week. I was making good money, especially, you probably don't know this, but I'm a college dropout. And making that type of money without any education, I was like, damn, I'm pretty capable. But understand, bro, unless you assign value to yourself, you'll always be paid based on somebody else's value of you, right? If the market determines, oh, you're worth this much and you accept it, well, that's how much you're gonna get paid. If you can solve big problems, here I say solve problem, and create system to solve those problems, and then, of course, you find a way to reach people with those problems, you're gonna make money. People want their problems to be solved. People want, to trade their hard-earned money so that they can save time, because ultimately time is money. When you can get amazing results for those people, that's when you don't have to be worrying about money anymore. And that's something that liberated me this year, right? I'm not at the point where I'm some millionaire, but I do make enough so that I don't have to be worrying about money as much as I used to, right? Plus, it's everything I believe in. I teach people how to create a transformation within their life. I've done it. I walked the walk before ever shooting the shit, and that's why I can talk with conviction that everything I teach works. Number 6 is you get to pick the battles and pursue what you want. All of these pictures, bro, as you can see, are of men who are in a hole and then they climb their way out of the hole. Is there any point in climbing, right? This is Sisyphus, by the way. This is Sisyphus. This is the rock that he rolls up the hill because Zeus is like, this is your punishment. There might be no point in rolling up the rock, on the hill because it's always going to fall down at you. But what are you going to do? What is the alternative? You're just going to lay there to get squished by the rock? No. I feel like you're going to get to a point in your life when the pain of inaction is going to be so great that you'd rather, just like Sisyphus, roll a fucking rock up a hill and trying to create meaning out of the whole process. Okay, so next up, let's talk about these 3 pictures, okay? So this picture is from Shawshank's Redemption, one of my favorite movies of all time. And then this is from Castaway with Tom Hanks. 2 of my favorite movies, just because the theme of it is freedom. Guys, they're sent onto an island. If it's the Castaway, and if it's Shawshank's, then Andy, he was sent to a fucking prison for murdering somebody, his wife to be specific, but he actually didn't do the crime. The Count of Monte Cristo is the same theme. He was in prison and his friend took his wife and he had to find a way to get out of the prison, even though, there were thousands of reasons for him to give up. He didn't give up. And at the end of the day, they give their life meaning. They chose the battle that they want to fight, and for obvious reason, they want their freedom back. And what I want to say with that, bro, is you get to pick whatever you want, right? You're no longer a fucking boy. If you want to live a life on your knees, by all means, live the way people tell you to. But personally, I want freedom. I want to live a life when I look back at when I'm 80 or something. I'm like, I'm glad you tried. I'm glad that, you put in the work when nobody else believed in you. I'm glad that your family is well off now because you did the work. So be like these characters. Give your battles meaning, choose the battle, and always reframe things to make it fit with what you want out of life. And lastly, bro, let's talk about dating. Yeah, I know you guys love dating stuff. Do you understand how I got up to all of these points, from basically having no actions to getting myself out of the house, getting some action, but terrible fucking experiences, right? I'd get ghosted, I'd get attached to girls, and I'd catch one-nighters over and over, to getting to the point when people, chicks reach out to me and then they say crazy shit like this. I'll tell you now, it's because I see myself, it's gonna sound a little bit funny, but I see myself as the prince, right? I am Prince Charming. I am on my way to build something greater for myself and the future family I'm gonna have. At all time, I understand nobody's gonna come to save me. I'm on my own journey, so I gotta take responsibility and accountability for everything that I want, especially because I want it. Nobody's gonna go up and give it to me. When you can see the world in this perspective, bro, you understand that everything's gonna work out in the end, right? So you gotta smile, like especially when you're down bad, bro. Understand, you still gotta climb out of that shithole yourself, okay? I can try to motivate you, I can try to inspire you, but you at the end of the day gotta make the leap of faith. When you can reframe everything from the Prince Charming mindset, you know, when something bad comes up, ask yourself, if I was a prince who knows, you know, the end game is gonna work out for me, what would I do differently? When you can ask this over and over, you kind of know the perfect actions that you're gonna take every single day, every single moment of self-doubt. And yeah, in the context of dating, you don't take girls too seriously. You understand that they're just some girl. You're the prince, right? They come into your life and one day they're probably going to move on. You know, unless you find your princess and that's your love. Understand, bro. People will leave you in time. Most of the people that will stay are not in your life right now. That's okay. You know, you're still going on your journey. And that brings playfulness towards dating, because girls, I don't know. Personally, for me, bro, when I was very clingy, when I was very attached to people too quickly, they're like, Matt probably has no options. Matt probably have mother issues or family issues, which in some cases, I guess it's true. But even still, bro, yeah, they're terrified when you have no options as a guy. Be yourself as a prince. Go on your fucking journey. Become a person with options and level up everything you can. And that's pretty much it, bro. That was the wrap for 2024. Maybe I'll do a few more videos on other lessons, but hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.